Hi everyone, my name is Abdullah Faik, and today I'm going to be analyzing Apple through the different lens of the consumer behavior theory. Particularly, we're going to be looking at how Apple has dominated the buyer's black box. So, getting right into it, the buyer's black box is this idea that Apple has established a premium marketing stimuli where they use this to do sales. They enter the consumer's black box, which is their mind, and as a result of this, they use premium stimuli and they give the buyer characteristics and a decision process, which makes a simple product, even like AirPods, very, very hard to reject. Now, as a result, we have the buying decision matrix. Now, in the buying decision matrix, we see that the consumer behavior, it varies by the involvement and it varies by the brand difference. So Apple, they usually occupy the higher involvement space, right? So we focus on the two most important things that we have here. We have the complex and we have the dissonance reducing behavior when it comes to customers. Now, the complex buying behavior, it looks primarily at how for example, someone buys a MacBook or they buy an iPhone. It's something which is high cost, it is something which is high risk, and it's something which is self-expressive. Now, in order to justify this, the consumers will perceive that there's a big difference in Apple's M series and in their ecosystems as composed or as opposed to the rivals. So this gives them like a deeper learning or like a deeper attraction and attachment to Apple products. Now, with the dissonance reduction, this is slightly different. Dissonance reduction is dissonant reducing behavior. This applies to other products, the smaller ones like AirPods, for example. Here, the involvement is still high because AirPods are still quite expensive, but the difference might feel smaller. Now, in order to prevent the cognitive dissonance, so the customers getting doubts on their purchases, Apple has very, very good post-purchase services. They use premium unboxing and they use the Genius Bar, for example, and they reinforce how the buyer has made their choice, so the buyer likes the choice that they've made. The influencing factors in this case are mainly, it comes from Apple's best weapon, which is the selective retention. How they use this is basically the fans, they look at Apple's innovations and then they look at the competitors and they filter out the competitors' benefits, and then they look at only the Apple stuff, and they always see it with a positive evaluation, which makes it impossible to displace over time. Now, the decision process, this is how Apple has masterfully guided the process through the 5 stages. They've done this through managing the post-purchasing behavior, and they've done it in such a way that the customers are trapped in an endless loyalty loop, so they have to keep coming back for more every time. The summary we get from all of this is that Apple basically wins when it comes to turning technology into like a high involvement lifestyle choice, because Apple does this very well throughout as we've seen in our analysis, and they manipulate the customer's black box in such a way that they have emotional involvement within it, and it makes it impossible for the consumer to reject it, and hence why the consumer then obviously falls into this trap, and they're going to keep coming back. And to end this, we have my references here, which I've used on the influence of the product quality, the problem of mental dissonance, and the recall to brand loyalty, and obviously the phone preferences on brand loyalty.